go ahead.
Well, that's cool. Here. Make the lights.
Oh, yeah.
And stop.
All right. I think it's time to call this meeting to order. We're kind of a small group tonight, but I feel like the energy's really good. Like, I'm digging it. We have a great group of people here. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We got a couple people virtually joining us.
Just no Cal.
No Cal's with us, and I think Jessica and some others will be. And everyone's a familiar face. We've got one new visitor today. Sorry, Koji, I'm going to call you out. Do you want to just briefly introduce yourself and what
sure.
you do?
Hey guys, I'm Koji Samalde. I'm local to the area. I'm a DP cinematographer, freelance filmmaker right now, but went to Fort Walton Beach High School, moved back here after spending 8 years down in St. Pete building my production company, and been flying under the radar, but I'm looking to connect with other people and see what I can help with. And I know the industry's weird right now, but we got to stick together, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, sorry, we're full.
Oh, dang it.
Did you say cinematographer? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm really glad you came. Thanks for reaching out.
Thank you, Megan. Appreciate it.
All right, well, we have an interesting topic tonight. I think we're all curious to learn a little bit more about what dance for the camera means. RJ is our host. He brought us this guest speaker, and so I'm going to turn it over to him and let him talk about it, and I'll come back after the presentation with a couple updates.
Okay, yeah. It's funny that the topic actually came up because Jessica was talking to Megan, or she looked at some notes, and I had mentioned that last August I happened to attend a little dance studio in Valpy called Inspire Ballet Studio. And they were doing a Dance for Camera film festival. So my son had been involved and did a piece for that, so we were there to attend for that. But actually, it kind of impressed me that these were non-filmmakers making little short dance films. So I reached out and I contacted Claire Ponder to find out a little bit more about it, and she would just love to share, but she's actually teaching tonight. So I got her to come into the studio for an interview. So I'm going to kind of interview her via pre-recorded video, but we're going to make it look like it's spontaneous, okay?
Oh, nice. That's fun.
Let's see how well this works. Everybody's been updated? Okay. I've got a clicker. All right, so this was the logo for the film festival. And who we're going to be speaking with, her name is Claire Ponder. She's an HR specialist. Can't remember exactly where during the day. That's her weekday job. But she's been involved in dance for many, many years. I know my wife had taught her one time as well. She's also gone to the University of Alabama. Well, she's going to tell you a little bit about that. So let's see if everything works correctly. I'm going to go ahead and ask her to introduce herself.
Well, I'm Claire Ponder. I almost started talking about my other job title. I'll try that again. I almost started interviewing for you a job because that's what I do, my other job. Okay. I'm Claire Ponder. I'm a dancer and choreographer. I'm a teacher in Inspire Ballet and Fine Arts, and I'm the co-director of Dance for the Camera Film Festival at Inspire. Dance for the Camera Film Festival is a film festival that is created last year. Last year was our first year, and we have our students who are choreographing and dancing in it. And last year they did a great job of filming and editing their videos to create these small works that are about 2 to 5 minutes. And we put them together and had a really nice screening of some beginners' films.
What's the difference between dance for camera as compared to dance being on stage?
Dancing for stage and dancing on camera are so different. And it's because that there are so many opportunities that having a camera creates. It's just so exciting as a choreographer because there are lots of limitations that come with being on a stage, specifically in terms of scenery. So directors, we do our best on stage to maybe dress the stage in a way, add some scenery to make the audience feel that they're really in whatever location that is. But it's hard to suspend your disbelief at some point as an audience member. You're not truly believing that you're there. But with a camera, we can take the audience wherever we want them to be. We can be on the beach, we can be in a forest, we can be in the middle of a city street, and it connects you so much more to that story, being on site and being able to play, especially with nature. being able to play with natural environment with your choreography. It just so many more opportunities and even time aspects. You think about on stage, if we're changing location, well, that requires a lot of scene changing, right? People have to come up and turn things around, move a backdrop. Whereas on camera, boop, cut, we're in a new place, no time required. Same thing with costume changes. If somebody is changing costumes, they have to go backstage really fast, change. We do our best to go quickly, but on camera, instantaneous. And it makes for such a efficient and truthful storytelling on camera. So it's just really exciting as a choreographer to be able to play with those opportunities.
And I asked her, well, what's the difference between dance on camera and a music video? So she gave me a reply to that as well.
Yes, so dancing for the camera, I'll start with stuff my music. Music videos are an example of dancing for the camera, but a very specific example. So usually a music video is very artist focused in the musical artist. So it's really about what that musical artist looks like, their aesthetic, their vision, and the dancers are background dancers. We hear that word, background dancers. So they aren't the forefront of the storytelling typically in a regular music video. So screen dance is an umbrella, and music videos are under that umbrella. But there are so many other types of screen dance in ways to tell stories that are only relying upon those dancers and not the addition of maybe another party that isn't immersed in the story.
So I went ahead and I asked her, what was the whole, what made you decide to do this Dance for a Camera film festival? And she gave me a little bit of a background of why she decided to do that here.
So I received my undergraduate degree in dance from the University of Alabama. And there I had the pleasure of being a part of Dance Alabama Film Festival, which is a completely student-run film festival with collaborations between the film school, the music composition school, and the Department of Theater and Dance. So all of these individuals came together, probably would have never interacted on campus, but had this purpose of putting together this film festival. And I just remember the first time that I attended, just so impressed at all of these very unique works that were there, and I knew that I wanted to start making dance films. So I started really small, just myself and my very low quality camera on my phone, and just started playing with camera angles, playing with what looks good on camera, and I just really developed a passion for it. So the next year started dancing in films and directing, and I loved all aspects of it. I loved editing music. I loved creating the choreography that would look good on camera, and bringing together the whole vision, and even finally editing. I fell in love with the editing process. After college, I really missed being connected to the film community, specifically the dance film community. And I just had this ache for creating film works in that way. So I spoke to friends about how I missed it so much, and one of my friends, Kaylee Yang, heard me and said, "Okay, let's make it happen." So that's how we became the co-directors of Dance for the Camera Film Festival.
Okay, well, so we've learned a little bit about the difference between dancing on camera and dancing on stage. It's the fact that the choreographer doesn't have to waste time changing costumes, going on, trying to get that belief for the audience that they're in a specific place because they actually go to a specific place. And it's kind of like, it's not like a music video, which is a little bit more artist-centric. It really is, it's storytelling when you think about it. It's just set to music for the most part. So I was curious, so how, now that they decided to go ahead and she got her co-creator to agree to go with her, what did it take to get it started?
Yeah, so for our first year, we were just really crossing our fingers that we would have dancers and choreographers that were wanting to participate. And we were just so pleasantly surprised at how many people were interested. Dance for the camera isn't a very common way to create that these dancers who have gone through their teenagers, they haven't had opportunities to explore dance in that way. So it's new and exciting. So we had, I think, 25 dancers total, and maybe 8 choreographers. So it was a great number for participation. And we just put the word out there and some local dance groups. We had students from multiple studios participate, which is really exciting because the love for the arts isn't just in one place. And it really created a sense of community and bringing together all different types of people, especially at the showcase. Seeing all these people just appreciate each other's art, it was really beautiful.
I just happened to have been there for the showcase, and so I kind of asked her to go ahead and describe what the screening was like.
Yeah, so our first screening, we were just really hoping that we would have an audience to come. It was when you have the first of any kind of event, you're always a little worried that will there be an audience to come see what you're creating. And I think that we could not have fit another soul in that room. We had so many supporters, maybe even just family and friends of the dancers, of the choreographers, but even just some community members who were excited about this new way to see dance that came in. So we had a packed house. We screened it in Inspire's studio, just using a projector. And yeah, just great turnout, which is why we're excited to host it at a new venue this year in a real theater. So very exciting for us as we see that, okay, there is a space for people that are wanting to see these community created works.
By the way, the theater that she's thinking about wanting to use is going to be Suds and Cinema. So they're hopefully trying to work it out. I think that would be a great venue. We've used it before. And I mean, I'll talk about this a little bit later on, but there's a possibility that we can kind of help them out with that. So, so what are the requirements for the entries, and what are the awards? What are they going to get out of this? So
this is an educational setting, so we wanted to make sure that every choreographer received an award. So we looked at each choreographer and their body of work that they presented. Some of them had multiple pieces. And we looked for their defining quality of their work. What was the trademark of their work? Was it that they really used their environment well? Was it that they had a really creative way in editing? Maybe it was even specific aspects of their choreography. So we wanted to highlight, in creating these awards, we wanted to highlight the mark that they left upon the festival. So everybody received a regular award, and then there was an audience choice, which was voted on by everybody.
So who won the audience choice?
Well, for our audience choice award, we allowed everybody to scan a QR code, and we opened up after all films had been presented. We had everybody vote on whichever film stuck out to them the most. And so votes came in, and I did win the Audience Choice Award, which I was completely surprised about. I was so elated to find that out. When you're working on an event, I guess I think so much about the event itself. I didn't even think, I don't know, I didn't imagine that I would win that award, but I was so excited to have won it. And I was so glad that everybody connected with my work in that way.
Claire, I think people will probably want to check out that little video. So,
So my film was called Lonely City Streets, and it was inspired by a friend of mine who's a musician. His name is Matt Kelly, and he's the lead singer for Matt Kelly in The Big Reveal. And he's a college friend of mine, and I have just been so proud of him to see all of his success in performing. He performs in New York, and I love his music. And so when I found that I was going to have the opportunity to set a work on these dancers, I thought, what better time than to feature my friend and use his song and create something special. And I wanted to do a really big piece, especially on camera. I wanted, just because we had so much participation in the festival, I wanted to get my hands on any dancer that I could. So with this big ensemble piece, I wanted a lot of color. And the song talks about lonely city streets. So with that, I wanted us to be out dancing at night in the streets. So we actually filmed in 2 locations. One location was in the parking lots of Northwest Florida State College. there aren't very many big city looks in in Niceville, Fort Walton Beach. There's not a lot of. So we had to cheat it a little bit, find a place where there are some tall buildings around us that can give us the effect, or some lights, some street lights in the background to kind of let us believe that we are in a big city. So we did part of our filming there. We had a lot of dancers dancing there. So warm. We're filming in July in Florida. So hot, despite it being summer and at night. It's summer at night. It's gonna be really toasty. So my dancers were some troopers there. But also you think about summer, sunset is quite late. So we were there very late at night, dancing in the heat. But everybody was so excited to be creating something fun that the vibes were just awesome. Everybody was having a great time. So our first filming location was in Niceville, but our second, I brought a smaller group to downtown Pensacola, which has such a beautiful classic city feel to it. So I really wanted to choose outfits for my dancers that popped against the night sky and would really pick up a lot of light that I was throwing. It's hard filming at night, trying to create light. So I was a one-woman show in terms of filming, and also I had lots of tripods and cameras, secondary camera stands, and lighting rigs that I was trying to all bring together. So my dancers were also my crew and setting up at every place. But when you're filming in the middle of a street, there's a lot of scurrying around happening. We're not closing the street off, so we see a car coming and got to dash off to the sidewalk with all of our equipment, of course, and then run back to the center of the street. So in advance, I did some recon and chose some streets that had a nice look, but also seemed a little less traveled, so that we wouldn't have to be too disruptive to traffic. But really, really fun and unique. And for this film, I wanted to focus on feelings of togetherness. So we had couples that were dancing and those kind of feelings of togetherness, but also just general community. My big female ensemble was just feelings of friendship and being together on a Friday night and just being excited for the evening. So it was such a blast, and I had just the best cast to work with, and they were such enthusiastic participants. So it was a lot of fun, and it was being able to share that with Matt Kelly, who's the singer of the song, was really cool too. And my dancers were pretty tickled that he was the real singer of the song and was giving them their praise.
Well, I'm ready to see it. Are you? All right, let's.
Quick intro.
Where you going on a Friday night, and why you going without me? Don't you know your eyes are shining bright, 'cause there's a whole world for them to see. I know you're tired, 'cause I'm tired too. No, I understand. So take my hand and we'll be just me and you. Your mind is racing like a thunderstorm. Your heart is beating like a drum. You don't know where the road is taking you, and you've forgotten where you're from. I know it's hard, you'll pull through.
All right, let's give it up. All right, so, being a production company as we are, perhaps let's find out a little bit more about what it took her to do that, as far as all the production elements, the pre-production and the post-production. So I got 2 little segments over here. So tell us about what it was like to try to shoot it. What were the kind of planning and things you had to consider?
Yes, so going into this project, I knew that I was setting myself up for some challenges, being that I was filming at night, low light. So I did everything that I could to throw some light onto my dancers. So again, I'm lucky to have access to some good lighting instruments. My mom is formerly a photographer, so I was able to snag some of her lights to set up just around to make things as bright as possible. Because if anything is too bright, I can bring it back down in editing, of course. I can color grade and make things as I want it to. But if you're filming in too low of light, it's hard to come back from that, especially with dance. I mean, capturing motion in low light, it's hard to keep focus on those dancers if you're not using equipment that is meant for that. And I wasn't particularly, so I was using a DSLR that I have, I borrowed from my mom, who again, I'm so grateful to be using her equipment. But even that is not prime for videography. So it is one of my big wishes to be able to get my hands on some more attuned equipment towards this type of capture. So, but yeah, we did everything that we could to flesh out issues before it was film day, because again, we really only wanted to film once. It's hard to get all of these people in the same place when they're quite busy. So anything that I could do in advance, I did a lot of testing. So I went on location a couple of times and walked around at the time of like sunset and night that I knew that I would be filming to do some screen testing. So I had somebody stand in front and put costumes on, just like lay them on over, have multiple to see how those costumes would pick up the light that I had chosen. And I was able to tweak those in advance so that when I arrived the day of filming, I knew that I was completely prepared with everything that I could need for it. And I always filmed on 2 devices at once. So one of a nightmare for anybody who is capturing something is, well, what if something goes wrong with my footage? So just as a fail-safe, I always had a stationary camera in addition to the one that I was walking around and using for my close-ups, just in case, because that would be a true tragedy to lose footage. So, but I mean, going into it, when you're creating dance for the camera, the choreography has to be meant for camera. So you need to know if the camera's gonna be close up on them or not. So maybe all of the movement that they're doing is nice and close to the head, and we don't need to be really focusing on anything their lower body is doing. So those were some decisions that I made very early on. From the beginning, I knew what my camera angles were going to be so that I could play to those angles when teaching the dancers and then in the final film day. So to practice that, I would use just my iPhone, and for rehearsal videos, I would play with the angles as they were learning it, and then show day, I already knew exactly how I wanted to frame it, so it came together very quickly.
So pretty much what we would consider as a producer, as we're trying to do a project, and I love the fact that, I mean, I would not have thought of her, a choreographer, dancer, be thinking in those lines of pre-testing everything, checking things on location at the right same time of night that they're going to be, with the lighting that they're going to use. That was very impressive. And you could tell that she put that preparation in what she was able to produce from that video. But I also was interested because I do multicam live productions, and I do a lot of stage dance and all that, and I know how important editing is, and I kind of wanted to see what her editing process was like that. So there's a lot of points that she makes there that I totally agree with, and we basically said, yeah, I agree with every one of these points, but I know that you know. Let's hear from Claire. Tell us about the editing process and what kind of things you had to consider for that as well.
You know, one of the biggest challenges when you're editing something that has a large group of dancers is making sure that everybody's looking their best on a take. And when you have over 20 dancers in a shot, there might be one that wasn't their best take. And so balancing that is difficult, especially when you're working with students and with varying schedules, varying ability to be in rehearsals. So that's something as an editor, I did my best to make sure everybody looked their best, regardless of any one take, one time mishaps. Well, we're doing our best to get rid of those. So finding ways that, because I would film multiple takes of every section, so that, because I knew there were going to be things that maybe we need to not highlight a mistake of a dancer. So there was a lot of creative editing between angles, just so that we would make sure everybody looked the best that they could on camera. So that was a big one. And there were a few times where maybe continuity, a dancer would maybe go for it a bit more as the night continued. So, but cutting from one shot to another, maybe they weren't dancing as big the first time, or maybe their timing is a little different. Well, now we have, you know, it's hard to match up. So I looked at some of those things and I remained flexible. I always take a lot of what I refer to as filler shots. So some extra moments of dancing to have available in case something didn't read on camera, or maybe it wasn't turning out as we wanted it to. So, and I had advised all of the choreographers who were creating for this festival to do the same. Just get some backups, because you don't want to be stuck without any footage and filming is over. So I totally used a lot of those extra shots to create a good flow. So I was really glad to have created all of those so that I could jump in and meet those challenges before they even came up.
It kind of reminds me of the filmmakers always shoot the dog shot or the cat in the window as filler shot. When she mentioned that, that kind of came to my mind. So there were some other filmmakers involved, and I want to let her tell us a little bit about that, and then I'm going to show you one of the pieces after this. So what did the other filmmakers, did they do the same? Did they do everything?
Yeah, we had, some people had others film for them, and a lot of choreographers filmed for themselves and learned how to use a camera, some of them for the first time. Some of them had only used, like a phone camera before. So there were a lot of teaching moments and teaching them how to use the camera, and just all of the exciting stuff that comes with that, and editing too. Teaching them how to edit, which is, what a crash course to immediately be editing for a whole film like that.
So I got a piece now that I'm going to go ahead and show another one. Actually, it's my son, and he actually had Abe Cap, who's been a PSA member before. He could not make it tonight, couldn't get out of his schedule, but my son and another dancer, they kind of choreographed and produced it, and the other dancer, her name is Katie, happened to know Abe, and asked him if he could help film, and then my son did the editing in DaVinci Resolve. So it's probably the most advanced editing he's done so far, but that's what this whole thing is about. It's a learning process. So this is with my son, Max Murdoch, and his partner, Katie.
city tune. The light would flicker like a violent moon. The night was thicker than a smoky fume. And lies awaited in the room. And Benny loved her like he loved no one. The way she laughed and hold a smoking gun. The way she always said what's done is done. And he is not the only one. Love is a gentle thing. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. A victim healer with a sharp, sharp blade. Benny knew how she was getting paid. Her water broken, they would have to wait. And when he knew that she was fooling, he faced the mirror to avoid the thing. We're out of money and we've sold the bling. And I just wanna take you home. I just wanna take you home. Love is a gentle thing. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. Yours is thicker than a velvet ring. And I'm wondering, ring. And I'm wondering.
So actually, I was quite impressed at what they were able to do. So it was, as she was sitting in my studio, I pretty much asked most of the questions I could about the past film festival. We kind of talked a little bit about the similarities between dancing with camera and then just basically choreographing camera. And she ended up talking about, well, I'll let her explain it herself about how this as choreography blends into camera movements. So tell us about that documentary like that. So.
I watched one of the behind-the-scenes videos from the filming of Stranger Things season 5, and my favorite interview was with one of the camera handlers who was a big oneer. It was in a very, almost like a war scene. It was such a complicated scene. And in this very long oneer, he had to stay on the group, walking backwards, uneven terrain. There's a lot going on there. And he spoke about how his mom was a dance teacher. And he would use all of the dance training he got as a kid when choreographing how he walked through that scene. He knew every take, exactly every step that he was going to take, every movement as he would step to the side, and treated it as a dance so that he could make sure that everything looked good and that he could replicate it every take to be as he needed it to be. So, and I just, is somebody who is obviously ingrained in dance, but also a lover of cinematography. I just love that clash and of my two worlds and how they were building up a piece of work that I really enjoyed watching the final cut of.
So I actually did get find the link to that YouTube video and the times where they talk about that, but in fairness of time, I'm going to go ahead and just pass that along, maybe on as a Facebook post or something like that, and let you guys check it out for yourself. But because we were talking about dance with a camera, I wanted to kind of show what a YouTube video that I found of a dance group in the Netherlands that really utilized the camera as much as possible in their choreography. The name of the group is CDK. If you check them out on YouTube, every one of their dance pieces is awesome. So this is actually called, it's just using a Billie Eilish song. I'll let it play for itself. It's just pretty cool what they did with it.
You seem so paranoid. I'm looking at the board. I've never filled the void, but that's alright. I don't need to breathe when you look at me. All I see is green. I think that we're in between. Everything I'm seeing in my dream, everyone's awakening. Can't sleep, can't sleep, I can't sleep. I'm sitting in love.
You can see how the camera was built in with the choreography and made the motions and the setups. It was all very well planned together. It wasn't just choreography and the camera guy was there to capture it. The camera was part of the choreography itself, which was kind of cool. So for the most part, she let us know about what the Dancer Camera was all about, and I was kind of interested. Are there plans for another one? And this was her reply.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're very excited to be offering this program again this summer, and we're building it up so that our student choreographer filmmakers are getting more education on what it takes to create a dance film, and really building up those tools to support that process. So our choreographers this year will receive training in music editing, in planning shots, planning choreography, presenting their ideas to get some feedback, and finally how to look at editing, how to do that. So we're really excited to beef up this the education that we're giving now that we see that there is a want for it. This year, we will be creating films over the summer again, over June and July, and hosting our showcase on August 1st. So we're looking forward to getting students involved for dancing and for choreographing, but filmmaking is sometimes the hardest thing when you don't have the proper equipment to film, and we are looking for hobbyists if they want. Maybe I shouldn't say hobbyists. Is that offensive? Because the thing is,
you're looking for people to help, that I want to be part of.
Yeah, if they want to get involved in creating.
We call these passion projects.
Yes.
So like
okay, passion
non-paid.
projects. Yeah, because I don't want people to think, oh, I can get paid for this. But yeah.
They may have some free time. They can offer. They have the gear and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
I was going to try to see whether we want to do a call for filmmakers, producers,
Yes,
crew
and
filmmakers.
So I talked to Shelly, co-director of Inspire, to see if we'd, because I mean I'm in charge of Dance for the Camera, but at the end of the day it's a studio program, so I have to make sure that I'm getting permission. And she said absolutely, it'd be awesome if we had some outside filmmakers who wanted to participate in creating. So we do have the go ahead to have participation if anybody wants to participate. So.
All right, well, I really appreciate the fact that she knew that she was not going to be able to make it tonight, but that she made the time, even though she was getting ready for a dance performance a couple of days later in Pensacola, to come over to the studio and spend a good hour with me. So I want to thank her very much, let her do a little close here, and then I've got some information about the upcoming film festival, some dates and requirements and stuff like that, and how to contact her. So let's go ahead and say farewell here.
Well, I'm so excited to have been able to talk about Dance for the Camera Film Festival and speak to you all, and I'm just looking forward to see where it goes and how it develops in 2026 and maybe years coming forward as we get more people from the community and excited about screen dance and maybe filmmakers involved in helping bring these passion projects to life.
So with that, I got a chance to do a quick copy paste of an email she just sent me yesterday, so she finally got a chance to talk with her co-creator, come up with specific dates and information and stuff like that. So I just added these slides, hopefully they work. Okay, so if you're interested in getting involved, here's some of the things that she needs to know. Whether you'd be available for filming in July, whether you have your own camera or you need to have arrangements to make one. Do you want to film on site only or open to participating in the editing process as well? Whether you're just a cam op or whether you want to be involved in more. You can kind of figure out how much you want to get involved. Here's some dates. They're going to actually start doing a workshop for the students starting in May, going into the basics for the most part. And then they'll do another one on the 16th, and then on the evening of the 16th.
Where does this take, like these?
Where is this taking place at?
The May 9th and May 16th.
This is going to be at the Inspire Ballet Studio in Valparaiso.
In Valparaiso, okay.
Right. So and then in June they're going to be rehearsing all their choreography and with the dancers, and then in July they're going to start finalizing, do the filming about mid-July. Rough cuts are due on the 22nd of July. Final cuts due on the 29th, and then August 1st they're going to have the showing, and hopefully something right here at the cinema, Suds Cinema. And if you're interested in getting involved and all, she'd rather just have you contact her directly. So we have her email address up there, and if you can answer those questions that we had before, how much you want to get involved with, I'm sure she would appreciate that. So with that being said, I think that's the end of the presentation for the Dance for the Camera. So I want to thank you guys for letting me totally geek out here, and it's live theater, so there's a couple of glitches there.
Good job, dude.
Give it up for RJ. He obviously doesn't half-ass anything. And how many cameras are around this room right now?
We have 4 cameras.
No, RJ, we honestly really do appreciate all the effort you put into this, and that was really cool. That it was
The fact that she couldn't make it, I had
thank you.
to
So
totally geek out
we
here.
really appreciate you, RJ. That was awesome, and we will reach out to her and figure out how we can coordinate, because we're like the perfect people to coordinate with her.
And it could be like a good way to showcase the PSA as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yay.
Yay.
Well, I don't have too much to announce. We are still working out some details on our March meeting, but it will be professional development focused, so that'll be coming out soon. But I want to bring everyone's attention to our We're really working on a big event in April, which will be in Crestview and will be a spring showcase. So we're just today started posting this online, asking all creatives from all industries to submit their work. We're not just looking for films, if there's photographers, or even we have a couple really excellent graphic designers that are members that might want to showcase some of their work. And we'll be meeting up in Crestview with all of our NoCal people to do a showcase up there. And so if you have anything you'd like to share, and please do share this flyer with anyone as long as they submit by March 31st. There's no guarantee you will get in. We're going to see what kind of gets submitted and what kind of time frame we have. We hope to get lots of participants, but that is our April 14th meeting. So that'll be a special meeting. It won't be here. It'll be in Crestview, and there'll be more details coming soon, but we're excited to showcase some stuff that people have been working on locally. So that's about it for this evening. Anything I'm missing, or anybody have anything to note at the moment? I know Gail couldn't be here tonight, our film commissioner. Does she have any notes to share?
She got called away at the last minute. She was planning on, she told me, she said, hey, I'll see you tonight. And then Film Florida had something happen with legislation, so they had to call last minute again and check.
Okay. Well, if you are in the room and you're a member, and most of us are, please make sure and get with Ron if you need help. But we're really, we have a database online, and we have a lot of member benefits that frankly aren't being taken advantage of. So get with Ron, or you can ask me, or really anyone. But especially to get our member directory, so you're listed online. That's free advertising. Denise is doing free press releases. If you have something that you want to release, she has a whole PR database. And then if there's anything on social media you want to share, tag us or send it to me. So, oh hey Chip, that little baby. Good to see you guys. And we'll see you in Crestview in April, right? Cool. All right, if there's nothing else, then we can break for networking, and everyone have a great rest of the month, and thank you for coming. Yay! Thanks, RJ. Thank you.